Hi, it's Odin and Freya from 59 Degrees of Hope.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is our new series where we're going to give you a little quiz, a little look at the life of Orcadians through the pages of the Orcadian paper. And as part of this quiz, we want you to guess where we're filming from. This is a bit like a GeoGuessr, only it's not. So see if you can guess where we are today. And we'll give the winner a shout out in the next episode, which will hopefully be very soon.
It will indeed. So I'm holding the Orcadian newspaper, which has been serving Orkney since 1854.
It's quite a way, it's quite a while.
And this is from Thursday, March the 30th. And I'm just going to...
He's going to rustle the pages in a convincing way.
And just to read a few of the stories in here to give you an idea of what's been happening. So the first one we've got is Norman strides past 1 million step target.
Yeah, it's a really cool one, this, I think.
This is a Kirkwall man, Norman Garson Wood, who has walked over 1 million steps.
I mean, that is a fair distance. What does it work out to in miles?
It works out to 499 miles.
Nearly 500 miles. It's mad.
He's raising money and awareness of suicide prevention. At the time of going to press, had raised over £2,000.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He says he intends to keep walking, though not to the same extreme lengths, with no more challenges in mind for now.
Fair play.
So well done to Norman.
Yeah, good achievement.
Okay, we're looking at now...
Oh yeah, the Bradford birthday, the lifeboat. It was called out on the 24th of March, a Thursday, because someone was stranded. The Violet, Dorothy and Kathleen, I think that's the name of the boat, launched just before 8 o'clock. Casualty was uninjured, but because of the darkness and the sea state, they had to launch the helicopter. Do you launch helicopters?
Launch them?
No, they take off, don't they?
They take off, I suppose.
Yeah, so the Coast Guard helicopter took off from Inverness and, yeah, they rescued them safely. But yeah, it just goes to show, however fantastic the RNLI are, sometimes seas around Orkney require a helicopter.
Unlike today, as you can see, when the sea is lovely and calm.
Yeah, it's a nice day today.
We've got another one here saying that Orkney has the lowest percentage of smokers of any community in Scotland.
Now that is an achievement.
This is according to new research published by a Now patient. According to the study, 10.2% of residents are classed as smokers.
10% is still quite high, yeah. I think, actually.
Well, it's the 10th lowest percentage in the UK and the lowest in Scotland.
Yep, fair play to us.
And I think you see that a lot less young people are smoking nowadays.
I don't think it's seen as quite so cool anymore, is it? Smoking?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. There's a mention in here for the Orkney Folk Festival.
Yeah, fantastic.
25th to the 28th of May.
Got some toe-tapping tunes.
It's its 40th year, and they do get some very good folk bands coming up here.
Yeah, Capercaillie as well, one of my favourites, Capercaillie.
And we should keep an eye out for that. Okay, what we
nice page turning there.
I think so. You can tell it's not on a Kindle, this newspaper.
No, that's real page turning. Oh yeah, DNS Distillery. So they normally make gins and things, but they're going to become Orkney's first new whisky maker in over 138 years. It's Stuart and Adele Brown, and they're going to begin construction this spring. So they're going to produce their new whisky and increase the bottlings of their existing gins, vodka and coffee liqueur. Oh, and they're doing a limited number. The first inaugural single malt will just be limited to 200 casks. 200 casks is still quite a lot, isn't it? That's a lot of bottles.
Not globally, though.
Well, obviously, not globally.
It's a bit like wine. It can be a very good investment. They tend to always go up in value.
They do. Whiskey's a fantastic investment.
Yeah, something to bear in mind. We now come on to a successful weekend sharing archaeological ideas. A treasure trove of archaeological insight came to Orkney for the third and final Scotland Island Research Framework for Archaeology Symposium. There were professional archaeologists, commercial archaeologists, academics from various institutions, members of the community, heritage professionals, museum representatives and local authority staff and national staff as well.
That is a wide representation. Did they have locals there?
Yeah, locals as well.
Yeah. Cool.
I did find some of the themes that are having a wide and direct impact on archaeology across Scotland's islands.
Yeah, because they have to assess things like climate change, the adoption of all the new scientific techniques coming out, the modest funding of archives and museums. I think they're hinting there that maybe they could do with a bit more funding if possible. Yeah, just highlighting the importance of archaeology to the islands. because we have a lot of archaeology.
Yeah, it's one of the main archaeological sites in the country, isn't it? We tend to get a lot of. I must admit, a lot of the tourists tend to come up for to look at the archaeological sites.
And they also come, of course, on the cruise ships.
On the cruise ships, and it started again this season. Last Saturday was the first cruise ship to arrive for this coming season.
The MS Ambiance. Now,
Ambiance.
Are we going to say ambience or ambiance?
It was in last Saturday, and it was the first one of 225 liners that are due to stop in Orkney this year. It's possibly the first full season since
I think so.
Since the pandemic. I mean, it did start back again last season, but it wasn't in full swing at all by then. But the Ambience is a 225-metre vessel. It's got a capacity for 1,400 passengers and over 600 crew.
It's a lot of people. The thing is that the cruise ships are slightly controversial in Orkney, aren't they? Not everybody loves them. But at the end of the day, they bring a lot of tourists here, and those tourists come to the shops and the cafes and the restaurants and the museums and the historical sites, and they bring money into the economy.
Well, they do. The main economy in Orkney is tourism, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there are negatives to it as well. You know, you can't get away from that with cruise ships. But there you go.
They're going to be
here. We need them.
Various locations, including Stromness and anchorages near Rousay, Westray, and North Ronaldsay, so right at the top of the island.
They've got a Royal Rowan. So there was a thing called the Tree of Trees that was outside Buckingham Palace during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, and on it there was I can't remember how many now, 350 living trees on it. And basically they've been sent out to various communities, and we've got one. We've got a rowan, and it's been planted up here. It's a cool thing to have. The Lieutenancy of Orkney was gifted one of the trees, complete with a crusted aluminium pot.
And it'd be nice to know if that was the most northerly one or whether Shetland were. Well, it doesn't mention, does it?
No, it doesn't mention it, no.
Talking of Shetland, Orkney is allegedly one of the best places to live. It's been named on the prestigious Sunday Times Best Place to Live list.
Happens a lot, though, doesn't it? We do appear on a lot of lists.
Although Orkney often tops other lists, such as the Bank of Scotland Quality of Life Survey, it last appeared on the Sunday Times list 5 years ago. And the judges said the wonderful wildlife and dramatic landscapes make living in this remote location worthwhile. But this collection of 70 islands is also notable for a lively population that displays an impressive entrepreneurial spirit and supports local business with gusto. Gusto.
They do indeed.
I
community up here is very active in so many different ways.
Yeah, it seems to be a good mix between traditional industries like the farming and the fishing, and there's a lot of new industry, especially in the new energy generation, isn't there? With the wind and the tidal and that sort of thing.
And there's a lot of craft industries up here as well. Like here on South Ronaldsay, we've got Hoxha Gallery making their fantastic tapestries and things. There's so many different makers. It's it's a real hotbed of masses of different things. So we are moving on to the archives now. There's a fantastic archive section in here. I mean, we could read the entire thing because it's really cool. But they give you things from, a certain number of years ago. 100 years ago, this was on Thursday, March the 29th, 1923. A new motor charabanc, a fine new covered-in motor charabanc, the first of its type in Orkney, was completed last week by our townsman, the well-known maker, Mr. W.S. Harvey, coach and motor body builder. Coach and motor body builder.
He was a big bloke, wasn't he?
He could have been a bodybuilder. In Stromness, to the order of Mr. R. Nicholson of Kirkwall. The charabanc is designed to hold 16 persons and is for the Kirkwall to Stromness route. There you go. Yeah, I love the idea of a charabanc, though. That ages it, doesn't it?
It does. 1923. A bit more up to date now. 25 years ago, from April the 2nd, 1998.
I love the headline to this one.
It says, "Snip, welcome to maternity, boys." 2 patients who went for a vasectomy at Orkney Balfour Hospital ended up in the maternity ward. The 2 men who had opted for the ultimate birth control were in for a surprise when they were wheeled through the maternity doors to recover from their delicate operation. A hospital spokesman, who said the story had raised a bit of a giggle, explained that it was common practice for day surgery patients to recover in the maternity ward.
I'm sure that those young men and the young women who were also there in the maternity ward probably quite enjoyed the novelty of it.
I should think they did.
Hopefully it was a nice distraction for those young men at a difficult time. Oh yes, so now we're moving on to Orkney Native Wildlife Project. So yeah, spring's been a bit up and down here. It was looking like an early spring, late February, and the lapwings were dancing, the skies were clearing, and the wind had dropped. If the unseasonable weather had you fooled, you weren't alone. The crocuses spent their first few weeks peeking out from beneath a blanket of snow. Despite the recent blast of Arctic air, spring is working its way north. And for us at the Orkney Native Wildlife Project, springtime means monitoring. So March marks the start of the breeding season for the Orkney vole, which is found nowhere else in the world. It's just ours, a whole vole to ourselves. It's very cool. So they survey the vole holes, nibbled grass, and the byproduct, vole poo, and assess how the species is getting on. So last spring, the staff and volunteers recorded the highest number of voles since the project began. So that's really cool.
It's good to see them getting more.
It's nice to have our own vole, though, I think. The Orkney vole.
The Orkney vole. Now, let's do a bit from the sport pages.
Yeah.
Do a bit from the sport pages, and we've picked out a story regarding the badminton victories for Orkney in Shetland on the 75th inter-county anniversary.
So explain why that means something.
As a rivalry.
There's
a rivalry between Orkney and Shetland, which I suppose is only natural given their location. But in a lot of the sports, rugby, football, netball,
lots of them,
to name but three, they basically have annual competitions where they compete against each other. And in this instance, it's the badminton. And Orkney senior badminton sides remain on cloud 9 this week as they savour a history-making weekend in Shetland.
Yeah.
Never before had both the inter-county sides won on Shetland soil. It was a fantastic day for Orkney badminton, pulling off not only the first ever double win away in Shetland, but on the 75th anniversary of Orkney Shetland inter-county badminton, making it even more special.
The thing is about the rivalry is that it's good-natured, isn't it?
It does appear to be good-natured, I must admit. Yeah, you don't hear of any problems with it.
No, it's not like a really aggressive thing. It's just a rivalry between the two sets of islands, and they compete against each other with gusto, as they said earlier.
Yeah, the islands are so similar that although you're competing against each other, I feel that anyway. I don't feel there's a lot of hostility.
No, there's not a lot of hostility. It's two island communities, and I think it's natural that there's a rivalry. But it's a nice thing, I think, the way that it's done. Now, just as an aside here, I'm going to show you that is it the Alfred?
Yes, the MV Alfred.
The Alfred. In the distance there, just coming across. This is a bit more of a clue for you if you're still struggling to work out exactly where we are. And this might help you a little bit. But yeah, that is the MV Alfred. So, see if you can work it out. We'll be well impressed if you guess it.
Right, hold on to your hats.
Yeah, this is the part that we've been dreading slightly. So this is the real competition of this particular new series, isn't it?
It is. It is the Peedie Quiz.
It is.
Which is from this week's, as you know, Orcadian. Orkney Orcadian. And we all know what Peedie means, don't we?
Yeah, means little.
So it's a little quiz which is just for fun.
Yeah, and it's very general, so it's not about Orkney, so you can join in. See if you can get the answers quicker than I do.
Don't phone in, it's just for fun. Okay.
Yeah, see if you can get them faster than I do. I'm sure you will.
Question number 1. The sitcom, Joey, was a spin-off of which other show?
Friends.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer. Yep.
That is correct.
Yay!
Friends indeed. Number 2. Former MP Nicholas Soames is which other notable politician's grandson? I'll read that again because I don't think that made sense when I read it.
Oh, Churchill.
Full name?
Winston Churchill.
That's correct.
Who built the Churchill Barriers. Which are a very famous feature up here, connecting our island of South Ronaldsay to the mainland.
Question 3. You're doing well so far.
Okay, I'm doing well. I'm on a roll.
Paternal describes someone who is fatherly. What is the equivalent word for someone who is like an uncle?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were going to say maternity.
No.
Oh my goodness. An uncle?
An uncle. Now, I have heard of this word,
Paternity.
but I never associated it with this.
I have no idea. An alternity? I've got no idea.
Well, I was shocked to my core. Avuncular.
Really?
Mm.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Question 4. Who was the cook on the fictional ship, the Hispaniola?
Who was the
cook on the fictional ship, Hispaniola?
Was that Steven Seagal's character?
You couldn't be further away from the answer if you tried. No.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm going to have to hurry you.
I can't. No, I don't know.
Long John Silver.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
That was a gap in my knowledge right there.
Question number 5.
Yep.
What breed is the cartoon dog Snoopy?
Snoopy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he? Oh my goodness! I never really thought about it. Snoopy.
Yeah.
Is
with
he?
Charlie Brown, isn't it? And Linus.
I just remember him with his head back and his ears down at the sides.
He used to lie on top of his little doghouse.
Is he a beagle?
He was a beagle.
Yes.
He was a beagle. Yeah, pulled that out.
It's made my day. That has.
Question 6. What number Apollo mission took Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the moon? Got to be the most famous Apollo mission
and I can't think of the
ever.
number.
Apart from Tom Hanks, I suppose, because of the film.
Apollo.
Don't look at me. I'm not giving anything away.
I'm looking at you because I can't think. I feel so stupid. Christ, Apollo.
Gonna have to hurry you.
Apollo 9.
Oh, 11.
Oh, I nearly said it. Oh, no way.
Question 7. What specific product was advertised for many years with the line, "How do you eat yours"?
Oh. Cream eggs.
Correct.
Cream eggs.
Well, you're not doing very well, so I'm going to...
Yeah, cheers for that. It's the pressure.
Question number 8. Which is the only one of the 150 longest rivers in the world that flows out into the Mediterranean? Which is the only one of the 150 longest rivers in the world that flows out into the Mediterranean?
That's got to be the Nile.
That is correct. That is indeed correct. Question number 9.
It's funny because I would have thought like the Danube would be on there as well.
Yeah,
in that list of 150 though, because it says it's the only one of 150.
Yeah, but the Danube is up in
Germany.
France. Yeah, so that's not going to flow all the way down into the Med, is it? Does it?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
There you go, my geographical knowledge there, absolutely crap.
Question number 9. In the human body, the bone called the tibia is part of which limb?
It's your leg.
That is correct. We're finishing strong.
I'm finishing on a roll.
Number 10. In 1986, UK number 1 hit Falco asked which classical composer to rock him?
Well, that would be Amadeus.
Correct indeed.
I'm so tempted to sing it, but at the same time, I'm absolutely
Let
not.
me total up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
While Odin totals up there, just letting you know we are going to keep a running score, and we're going to each season we're going to tot up the total amounts, and the winner is going to get what?
The winner at the end of each season will get
obviously the respect of the community, but on top of that,
a little mini bottle of spirit of their choice produced on this very island.
Oh, okay, that will do me.
That could be whiskey, that could be gin, rum as well. We do rum here, so
excellent. Shearers do a fantastic selection.
Now I've added this up to 7, but that sounds quite high because you seem to not do them too bad. So I need to just go over it again. You got Friends, you got Winston, you didn't get Avuncular, you didn't get Long John, you got the Beagle, you got the Cream Egg, you got the Nile, you got the Leg,
and I got Amadeus.
Yeah, so you did. You got 7.
You doubting Thomas.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Not so bad considering the pressure I was under. The pressure at the moment.
That's pretty good. If that was your average, I think, throughout the thing, I think that would be good.
It won't be. On previous occasions when we've done this, sometimes the score's gone as low as 3, I believe.
Yeah, generally we score below 7 than above it. don't we?
Depends. It depends how tricksy they are.
Yeah.
On today's thing.
Definitely. Okay, so I've obviously just been asking Freya some questions there.
Yeah, she's done incredibly well. Incredibly well.
Obviously, if you guys have any questions for us that you'd like answered regarding what it's like living in Orkney, specifically the fact that we've obviously been up here for a few years now, but we're not native. Any questions as to how we're finding it, things that we would do again or not do?
Or if you just want to challenge us to find out some fact about Orkney that we will have to go and search hunting for.
This is true.
You know, we're willing to do that. So, yeah, give us your questions and we will find out and we will answer them in the next video. That can be your little quiz for us. Okay, so just to finish things off then, what's the traffic report from this week?
Well, the traffic report from this week, during my many trips to mainly Kirkwall, but I've also been visiting Stromness as well. I would say it has been quiet on the roads. Not a lot of traffic about, not quite into the tourist season as yet. So, yes, be very unlikely to be stuck in a traffic jam.
Yeah, most often the map does say we are quiet on the road.
You might get the odd tractor you get stuck behind, the odd sheep crossing the road, but otherwise I should think you're going to be okay.
There has been a small hoo-ha, hasn't there, though, this week in St Mary's traffic lights. I think they were having some issues with the traffic lights set up at one point, perhaps.
Possibly. Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a big thing when we get temporary traffic lights because we don't really have traffic lights up here. We don't really do roundabouts. We don't do dual carriageways.
There are a couple of roundabouts.
There's a couple, but yeah.
It's not like there's none.
What most people would class as mini roundabouts, though, in Kirkwall. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a quiet week on the roads, and long may it continue.
Excellent.
So we'll now go over to Freya for the weather report.
Oh yeah, the weather report. Well, it's been a mixed week, folks. Yeah, actually I would say it has been a mixed week. We've had, like today, you see it's been really nice and sunny, bit of scattered cloud, not really much of a wind. There's a breeze, but then to be honest it's rare that there isn't a breeze.
There's pretty much always a breeze up here.
And we have had a couple of days where it's rained a lot. Just yesterday, in fact, it was as if an entire cloud had lowered itself down carefully onto the village, and it was all grey and damp, and yeah, and it just goes to show how different 2 days can be. I mean, it can change like mad hour to hour, but yeah, very different days yesterday and today, and it's been like that recently, just up and down. We seem to have left the snow behind now, so that's good.
Hopefully no more snow this year.
Yeah, we did have frost fairly recently, just last week, wasn't it?
We did.
But yeah, at the moment I would say we're hopefully creeping forwards into spring with our fingers crossed. We should be good. Hopefully it'll be a lovely summer, but then it always is a lovely summer. So, yeah.
It is.
Okay, so I think that brings this particular episode to the end.
We could well be at the end of it. Yeah, I think we could. So, yeah.
There's a good chance.
Thanks so much for everybody joining us on our Orcadian adventure. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Yep, and don't forget, everyone, I'm going to say it. Please remember to like, subscribe, all that kind of thing. Hit the bell so that you get the notifications, because we're going to be uploading these on a regular basis. If you click that bell, you will get our next video pop up in your timeline as if by magic, and then you'll get the next episodes. So yeah, we will see you next time, and
we'll be putting a link to the Orcadian in the description so that you can see that we're not making up these stories. They do actually exist, and some of the more weird and wonderful ones are actually there in print.
Yeah.
So yeah, take a look. I believe you could possibly also sign up and have them delivered. Yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah, a little flavour of the islands once a week. If you fancy a little slice of Orcadian life, it's a really good paper to order. There's some really interesting stuff in there, isn't there? Because it does kind of cover everything, as a good local paper should.
It should. It should indeed.
They do very well. Okay, so well, we hope that you enjoyed this.
And we certainly do.
We will do it again, and please remember to guess where we are.
Yes.
Give us the location as close as you can to where you think we're filming from, and we will give a shout out to the winner next week, and we'll be deeply impressed. That's a promise.
That is a promise.
All right. Okay.
Signing off.
Signing off. Bye, everyone.
Bye.